Welcome to another day in the Matrix. Waters above crypto. It looks like we're all getting the red pill today. Some incredible buying opportunities on the horizon. And this is the time to start paying attention for those investors that are looking to accumulate more of those intangible coins during this bull run. In yesterday's video, I discussed how there was more blood in the streets incoming as we entered the 24th day of April, which is today, April 24th. I broke down the significance of the number 24 and its ties to Jupiter and Saturn, and how today was a Saturday or Saturn day, and why we should anticipate further downside between now and April 28th, which is the 222nd day of the Hebrew calendar, from Rosh Hashanah on September 18th to April 28th, being 222 days. So if you're new here, we do cryptocurrency technical analysis and combine it with the esoteric science of Gematria, Numerology, and Astrology to understand these markets. If you haven't already subscribed and you like what we're doing here, feel free to subscribe. Give this video a like and share this channel with other conscious people to help grow this community. And for those of you who want to learn how to do technical analysis and combine it with Gematria, I have the Mastermind course, which is currently on sale with my biggest discount yet. You can qualify for that course by becoming one of my Patreon supporters and then emailing me your name on Patreon. My email is in the description box, and the instructions for the Mastermind course sale is in the pinned comment below. So let's take the red pill. And in today's video, I just want to quickly go over some things, how this setup is going to work moving into next week. I'll be taking tomorrow off, but over on the Patreon, I'll be doing my weekly red pill episode where I go over the entire market overview, and I also go over cryptocurrencies that the Patreon supporters suggest. And we have some really exciting ones to go over this week, like T-Fuel, Algorand. I'll also be getting into some more obscure ones. So it's exciting. It's exciting to have people being active in the community. We just got over 100 members. So, yep, it's definitely going to be a fun time to do that podcast tomorrow and deep dive into what's to come moving into next week. And I think today's video will just be a very brief and simple sort of back to the basics. And I think sometimes when people start seeing corrections, their mind starts to short circuit and they're anticipating like the end of the bull run and all this stuff. And I'm just going to come here, give you guys the red pill, let you know the truth, and tell you exactly where we're at and where we're most likely headed. So this chart right here is the Bitcoin index chart. It's the Bitcoin chart that goes all the way back to when Bitcoin was like a penny, sometime in October. Yeah, and this is funny, right? Whenever people have something negative to say about Bitcoin, I just simply tell them this, let's just look at where we're at from where this started. Can you even read that number? The average person doesn't even understand how to read that percentage gain. Okay, so we all need to humble ourselves for the king crypto. And I'll leave that at that. But anyways, to move forward, we have these two lines here. The one is blue and orange. The blue one being the 13 weekly EMA, exponential moving average. And the one below that, the orange line, being the 21-week moving average. I'm going to pull this up right here, and you'll see when I hover my cursor over here, it'll tell you the two numbers, and they're color coordinated. So this is all that matters right now. We have to close this weekly candle for Bitcoin above $50,130, and the odds are we might continue sideways with a small dip down. That's the probability, still a small dip down. Now, we will close below it most likely, and then you'll see the price gravitate towards this 21 moving average, which will be sitting somewhere around 43,000 by the time this dip starts occurring. With that being said, if you look at where my cursor is right here, you can see that all that would be going on is back testing this previous region of resistance and flipping it as a new support. So I'll close this down now, and you can see that what's most likely gonna happen is a potential wick down into this range, 40 to even as low as 39, to really scare people, but then the weekly close will get above this 21, this orange moving average, and then this bull run might stay sideways for a couple of weeks in the month of May, and then just keep it moving. And this is something that happens time and time again during a healthy bull run, and I've been talking about how this whole bull run has been very unhealthy, and just look at this, right? Let's go back into the past for just 1 second. When the bull run really got kicked off, starting around October, right? We'll just say that that was a good time to say that the bull run became noticeably um, in transit during October. In reality, the bull run started in March of 2020. The reason being is because this quick dump and quick buyback, V-shaped recovery, was a sign of strength, and it was telling you that this was a reset, not a crash. They're different. A crash is when you enter even lower prices moving forward, but in reality, if you zoom out, Bitcoin just made a new higher low. This was the lower low. This is the higher low. This is what's called a reset. If you look at the time frame in between the crash to the recovery, it was literally 80 days. That's nothing, right? The dot-com bubble crash, go study that. Go study how long that lasted. Pretty bloody times. So with that being said, the bull run actually started in March, but it became noticeable for the average person around October when the price started reaching new highs for the structure and also started to break new all-time high a month later. This percentage move from top to bottom for the amount of time was 457% for over 150 days, and during this time of moving up, it never came back to backtest these two moving averages until finally now. So, wait 1 second, let me close out this. So anyways, the last time we actually backtested these moving averages was back here. So if I go from the last touch of the 21 EMA all the way to where we are today, we're sitting at over 200 days straight without backtesting these two moving averages. Now, in the previous bull run cycle, these were actually backtested every 70 days or so, probably an average of under 80 days. And you can see touch, 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 final touch, parabolic top. We haven't done that once this bull run except maybe now. And we're definitely touching the 13 EMA, which is noticeable. So this is healthy. And you see how this top you had 1 touch, 2 touch, and 3 touch of new highs, but it just couldn't really exuberantly break through. During this whole run up, altcoins started to really take off around March when Bitcoin started to consolidate. And then right here, we saw every single shitcoin just go parabolic, and then the correction has started. While something like Bitcoin is only down right now 22, 23% to the wick low is 26%, you can check something like XRP and how far that's down to give you some understanding here. XRP from the 196 down to the wick low is a huge move of 55%, okay? Double. So what this tells you is that the volatility for Bitcoin has left. It's becoming way less volatile. So Bitcoin buying right now is obviously difficult because nobody's projecting where the next all-time high would be. The best time to buy Bitcoin was right back here. While altcoins, you could have just bought any altcoin on January 1st to start the year and you would be up substantially. It doesn't even matter the utility of the altcoin, the fundamentals of the altcoin. It could be a complete shitcoin and it's still doing really well if you sold it. Now, what could happen here on this move down to the 42,000s for Bitcoin? You might see a XRP price that's 80 cents, 70 cents on average, multiple daily closes below $1. So that's going to be the buying opportunity for people. Once XRP starts that 70 cent, 80 cent trading range, all the altcoins are going to be noticeably discounted as well. Things like Theta are down significantly from their recent tops. And I don't mean that like in a negative way. Again, 56%, very similar to XRP. But Theta had a run, and it's considered one of the best altcoins. Let's look at Chainlink. And this isn't TA, I'm just pointing out some numbers. Okay, we're down 38%. And this is a lagging coin at this time. This run up from $2 Chainlink to $20 Chainlink is something that Theta just did. It just moved like that. So Chainlink is a step ahead in the bull run from everything else. That's one thing that I try teaching people in regards to Link, is it's just one step ahead in the bull run. It doesn't mean that it's doing better in terms of gains. It's just the structure. So look at what Ethereum just did the other day, right? It made a new high while everything was sleeping. And that's a really weird thing, but it tells you that this whole bull run moves in synchronicity. I'll use this chart because it's a little bit clearer. And let's go back and look at how Ethereum acts on these two moving averages. You can see this is the March reset, comes down to the 21 and 13, bounces up, came down and tested the 21 the same exact time as Bitcoin did. Disregard this. This is a liquidity event on Kraken Exchange, so don't worry about this candle right here. But with that being said, where's the most likely gravitational point for Ethereum in regards to Bitcoin coming down to the 21? Most likely similar. Most likely a $1,600 Ethereum is in the cards. And that's not actually that bad of a dip. That's only 40%. So with this being said, we need to be patient right now. This is a very good time to just be patient and let the market come to you. Do not be leverage trading right now. That's silly. We're sort of in this make or break territory where if Bitcoin decides it wants to move down to that 21, all of the altcoins will bleed. And now we have to consider what will happen after Bitcoin hits that 42,000 level. It's most likely going to range sideways for a little bit of time. As you can see right here, when we back tested the 21, it took about 35 days for the price to start moving up. Let's look back in the past. So you have right here, this was very quick. Never mind that. These are actually pretty quick corrections. So you have from here to when it starts moving up about 60 days. Then you have from this touch right here, and it actually recovered within maybe 28 days. Then you have right here when it touched, it recovered in 3 weeks. So you can see these touchdowns to the 21, they recover pretty fast, but they're bloody. If you look at this dip from top to bottom, 39%, this dip right here from top to bottom, we're looking at 35%. So Bitcoin naturally does these 35% corrections during a bull run. I'm sure, look at that, 40%. I'm sure most of you guys know this. But those of you that are new here, it's really critical to know if you're a heavy altcoin holder, if Bitcoin moves down 40%, these altcoins are going to move down 60%. So it's really, really important to consider. Look at this. If Bitcoin came down from its all-time high to the 21-week EMA, it would only be down 32%. So on average, even if we came down a full 40%, you're looking at a Bitcoin price of around 38,000. That's nothing. And these things are wicks. They're just little wicks that get bought up sometimes within one trading day. So it just looks like a fucked up day, you know? We're like, what the hell's going on? Is the market crashing? And in reality, it's just getting below these critical moving averages because every YouTuber, everyone and their mother is talking about the 21 EMA. So guess what? The New World Order says, we know their plan. We know the way that they're influencing all of their listeners. So what are we going to do? We're going to make it even scarier. We're going to pull it down some more. And that's the moment where you'll see a $6 theta or a 63-cent XRP, and you're like, oh my god, is this crashing? And it's just that final little scary moment. So anyways, I just wanted to make this video today because we're moving into the full moon on Monday. I have very busy weekend ahead of me, and I just wanted to give you guys like that mindset, you know, just to get ready, get in the mindset before we might see way bigger correction than we're seeing at this time, especially because I know a lot of people who watch my work are XRP holders or very heavy altcoin holders. And that's just me doing, you know, my due diligence to let you know this could get bloody and you need to be emotionally prepared. And I hope that giving you this information has done such. One last thing to mention is the Bitcoin dominance. It's getting bought back up really fast at that 50 level exactly, and that's a sign of a back test of this area. I went over this in my previous weekly Red Pill episode, and I was saying to people, this range right here of the 50, where this W happened, you could see support here. Support might be happening now, and then you're seeing right here as support. So this 50% market dominance for Bitcoin is a rock. It's rock solid. And what might happen when it touches down to the 21 EMA, it might start to reverse. And what this might create is a little bit of like weak sideways consolidation action for altcoins. But remember what happened when Bitcoin went from here around $10,000 Bitcoin to $40,000 Bitcoin when it got to 73% dominance. And then when it reversed, the altcoins went apeshit. So there is potential for once this is done, this consolidation, Bitcoin starts heading up 70,000, 80,000, maybe even higher, starts regaining dominance. And then once it decides to pull back, another moment like this will come. And the altcoins will do incredible. So we're just in that middle of the bull run stage. It's time for people to take profits in terms of like the bigger money. So we're seeing it happen. That's the only way this works. I'm not telling anyone to take profits. I'm just saying this market can't go up in a straight line. So the big money who's coordinating this whole operation with stable coins and leverage and futures and options expiry and etc., they are taking profits. They're deciding to, also there's tax season basically in a couple weeks. So that's another thing that people need to consider. It has nothing to do with Joe Biden's tax plan or whatever the fuck hash rate dropping because of mining facilities in China. That makes no sense, okay? People need to disregard all that bullshit. Cyberstorm hacking event next week, all that. Like, fear and uncertainty and doubt is for weak people. Don't be weak. Be powerful. Be your best self. It's important that everyone who listens to this channel knows that I am sending you the most powerful good vibes you could possibly get from this parasitic social media YouTube land. It could get really bad in here. So I'm trying to do my best to empower everyone. And the easiest way for you to empower yourself is to not get distracted by the news. Don't get distracted by the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Because I'm telling you right now, Bitcoin might go to 40,000, 39,000. XRP might go to 70 cents flat. And then they'll come out with news on that day when that happens to make you feel like you have a reason. But in reality, it was just the charts. It was what was supposed to happen. So anyways, with that being said, for those of you that want to learn technical analysis and start to learn how to accumulate properly, especially now that we're seeing a dip happen, my mastermind course will be on sale for anyone that qualifies for the discount by signing up to Patreon. All the links are in the description and the pinned comment below. And I'll be making my Red Pill episode number 4 tomorrow for the Patreon group. For anyone who's here as well, who's part of the Patreon, I greatly appreciate your support. Enjoy the rest of your day in the Matrix. Much love.